Hey warriors, welcome back to the channel. When someone tries to humiliate you, don't rush to defend yourself. Don't explain, don't justify. The moment you react, you hand them the map to your emotions. You show them exactly what controls you. Every time you defend your ego, you give them proof that they've struck something real. That's how manipulation begins, not with power but with reaction. Machiavelli understood that the world doesn't respect emotion. It studies it. Every argument, every outburst, every attempt to prove yourself teaches others where your weaknesses lie. The one who can provoke you owns you, even if just for a moment. Because when you react, you lose control of the frame, and whoever controls the frame controls the outcome. People don't insult you because they hate you. They insult you to test you. They want to know if your image of strength is fragile enough to shatter under pressure. That's why the most powerful men in history never rushed to win arguments. They mastered the art of silence. They allowed their enemies to reveal themselves through noise and emotion. They let the world see who was truly in control by how calm they remained in chaos. An insult isn't a weapon, it's an invitation. It's the world asking, do you know who you are, or do you need me to remind you? The moment you answer emotionally, you've already surrendered your power. But the one who can remain still, who can let chaos unfold without losing his center, becomes unreadable. And unreadable people are untouchable. Every insult carries a hidden intention. It's never about words. It's about control. People use insults as psychological probes to measure your emotional temperature. When someone mocks your looks, your lifestyle, or your confidence, they're not communicating, they're experimenting. They're pressing to see what makes you twitch. Every reaction gives them data. They now know what hurts, what triggers, and what to use next time. Machiavelli warned leaders about this centuries ago. Remain unreadable, or you will be ruled by those who can read you. When you react, you hand over your emotional code. When you stay silent, you confuse their system. Silence becomes your armor. Their curiosity becomes their weakness. When you don't respond, people start to feel lost. Their experiment fails. Their control dissolves. They expect you to fight, to argue, to explain. But when your calmness remains unbroken, their mind starts to crumble. They begin to wonder what kind of strength can stay composed under attack. They realize their noise doesn't reach you, and that realization burns deeper than any insult could. The more they talk, the smaller they look. The one who reacts reveals himself. The one who remains calm controls the room. Insults are never about truth. They're about testing emotional boundaries. They expose not your flaws, but your sensitivity. And the moment you stop defending yourself, you stop being defined by others. Power isn't in proving people wrong. It's in not needing to. When someone tries to provoke you, they want to pull you into their frame, a frame built on emotion, chaos, and validation. The moment you react, you step into their world and play by their rules. But when you stay composed, you redefine the space. Suddenly their aggression looks desperate, their words lose weight, and your silence becomes the center of gravity. People start to notice not what was said, but who stayed calm. The focus shifts. The insult fades. What remains is the contrast between their instability and your control. Control of the frame is control of meaning. When you remain composed, you reshape perception. You turn their attempt to dominate into a display of their insecurity. Power doesn't always roar. Sometimes it's quiet, measured, still. Machiavelli believed that perception is stronger than truth because people live by what they see, not what is real. When you appear calm, others assume you are powerful. When you appear unshaken, others assume you are untouchable. That is the invisible art of dominance. You don't have to fight for respect. Your composure demands it. Silence has always been misunderstood. People mistake it for fear or weakness, but true silence is not absence. It's the presence of absolute control. The man who can sit in stillness while others rage has already won. People insult to provoke movement, to disturb your peace, to test if they can bend your focus. When nothing moves, they start to unravel. Their mind turns on itself. They begin to wonder if you know something they don't. That's when silence becomes terrifying. Humans fear what they cannot read, and silence is unreadable. It's the fox that hides intention, and the lion that radiates quiet authority. Every unnecessary word you speak gives away a piece of your mind. Silence denies them access. It keeps them guessing, and when people have to guess, they lose control. Stillness is not passivity, it's strategy. When you don't respond to provocation, you are sending a silent message. You are not worth my energy. That single act strips your attacker of validation. People fear being ignored more than being insulted, because being ignored means they don't matter. Silence burns louder than shouting ever could. The truly strong do not compete for attention. They create presence through restraint. The world chases noise. The wise cultivate gravity. When you learn to remain still under verbal fire, you stop being a participant. You become a force. Influence doesn't come from aggression. It comes from presence. Every insult that hurts you exposes a wound within. Words only pierce where you're still uncertain. Power begins when you stop fearing those wounds. When you accept yourself fully, no insult can touch you. The world can only attack what you hide. The man who has made peace with his flaws becomes immune to mockery. When someone points out a weakness you've already embraced, their words lose voltage. They don't hurt. They educate. Self-awareness transforms every insult into information. You stop asking, "Why did they say that?" and start asking, "Why did that affect me?" That shift turns pain into perspective. You evolve from victim to observer, from reactor to master. People reveal themselves when they insult you. Every word they throw at you is a confession disguised as an attack. The envious will call you arrogant. The insecure will call you fake. The weak will call you ruthless. They project what they cannot face within themselves. Insults are mirrors showing you not your weakness, but theirs. When you stay calm, they keep talking, revealing more and more of their own instability. Their need to provoke exposes their insecurity. Their persistence exposes their envy. The one who listens learns. The one who reacts loses. Insults are intelligence. They tell you what people fear, what they crave, and how they see you. The wise never retaliate, they record. They use that information to move strategically, while others drown in emotion. Sometimes, silence alone isn't enough. There are moments when a subtle, calm reply reclaims the air without confrontation. The key is control. When someone sneers, "You've changed," you simply say, "That's what growth looks like." When they say, "You think you're better," answer, "I think differently." No defense, no explanation, just quiet finality. These words don't feed ego, they end chaos. They expose your confidence without aggression. Subtle replies work because they are delivered without emotion. The less energy you give, the more power your words carry. People expect anger. They fear calmness. They prepare for battle. They are never ready for composure. The pause after your reply becomes heavier than their insult. That silence becomes your weapon. Composure is not a momentary act. It's a lifelong discipline. Power is not about how fast you react, but how long you can stay centered. The world constantly tempts you to trade your peace for validation. But every reaction costs energy, and energy is currency. Those who waste it on proving themselves remain poor in spirit. Those who conserve it build quiet empires. The calm mind endures, while others burn out. Over time, composure builds reputation, and reputation becomes identity. People begin to associate your silence with depth, your patience with strength, your stillness with mystery. You stop demanding respect, you embody it. Those who once mocked your restraint start to imitate it because true power is contagious. Eventually, you reach a point where insults don't even register. They pass through your mind like wind through an open window. You hear them, but they don't land. The same people who once tried to provoke you now hesitate before speaking. They sense the stillness in you, an unshakable energy that needs no defense. You've become unreadable, and unreadability is power. Machiavelli said that people fear what they cannot predict. When your emotions are sealed, you become a mystery, and mystery commands respect. You no longer need to prove authority. Your presence alone defines it. You are not moved by noise. You are the calm others orbit around. That is real dominance, the quiet, internal, and absolute. Let the world shout. Let others exhaust themselves trying to be heard. You will win by remaining silent long enough to let their chaos collapse on its own. The storm always ends, but the mountain never moves.